The Winter X Games, home to a 22-foot-high superpipe and a slope-style course with some of the most challenging kickers, jumps and rails to be found on mountain.
Everything about X Games is just cool and awesome, do you know what I mean? Like, that's just how I've grown up seeing it, and seeing X Games as the pinnacle of where you want to be.
After 15 years stateside, the Games have become the blue-ribboned event for freestyle skiing and snowboarding, and in 2010, the Games finally made it across the Atlantic for the first edition of the Winter X Games Europe.
Last year it was a big success. It was a surprise for us, for ESPN and Canal 2, because we expect, for example, 30,000 spectators. There is more than 60,000. We expect 200 journalists. There is near 400 journalists, and everything like that. It's a very, very big success for the first year.
And despite extremely challenging weather, 2011 saw spectator numbers rise to 75,000, already on a par with its North American big brother. Big numbers and confirmation that there is a European appetite for these sports.
We are strongly convinced that those sports and the X Games are something that will be huge in the coming years.
Indeed, in their short history, the Games have taken the sports from relative obscurity right into the mainstream.
The X Games has been huge in promoting snowboarding, and I would just say action sports in general. X Games is definitely responsible for making it more accessible to everyone, to the mainstream, and putting it out there also in a way that people who don't necessarily watch these sports can understand it and get excited about it and get behind the people in it.
And that is the challenge on the European stage. While American freestyle skiers and snowboarders are household names, that is not the case in a European culture more obsessed by its football stars.
And just look at the focus on his face.
For American guys, maybe it's better to win in US, but for French guys like me, here is perfect, because you have all the French media, all the European media, and we need media in Europe, because nobody knows really the action sport, and we need to push the sport, and that's why it's good for me to win here.
Is Kevin Roland of France.
The early signs are certainly positive.
The 27,000 people last night here for Kevin Roland might be changing things a bit here in Europe. I think these stars are starting to become famous in their own right here in Europe, a hometown heroes, so to speak.
He qualifies in a 7th with
The total prize purse is over 400,000 euros, but merely competing can make a stunning difference to an athlete's earning potential.
Just being invited to the X Games will increase your earning by maybe 50%, and then if you make a medal, you just double it, even triple it.
The no doubt sizable outlay for the host resort of Tignes may remain confidential, but they are confident it's worthwhile.
The price is a contract confidential clause, but I can say, and it's true, a good investment, because this week, for example, the resort is 90% full. It's the third most important week in the winter, and it's not holidays. It's not school holidays, French or another European country. It's just the X Games to bring a lot of people. The second reason, very, very important, is media exposure.
And thanks to a global reach, they can be sure of some serious airtime.
Hangs the first bit out to dry, and look at that.
Domestically in the United States, ESPN and ESPN2 are combining for 12 hours of linear program. Additionally, ESPN3 is televising 18 hours in the US online. Canal Plus here in France is televising 30 hours live, and then 198 countries worldwide are also globally producing the program either through syndication or ESPN networks internationally.
Just no mistakes, a flawless run top to bottom, perfect.
A facet that is clearly attractive to sponsors.
Action sports has gotten huge globally. Every brand really wants to activate and do something strong around action sports, and there's no other brand that is as strong within action sports on the event side as the X Games. I think X Games is really the Super Bowl of action sports.
Budget-wise, we're probably putting about about a third of our overall budget goes into events, and probably just under half of that goes into X Games. It's the biggest one.
And it's not just for the pros. I'm in the specially constructed X Park, where everyday skiers and snowboarders can come and hone their skills on a variety of different rails and kickers. Wish me luck. I'm going in.
Progression at its best right there from Silja.
Nor is it just for the boys. In many ways, it's a leading example of equal opportunities.
So the level of riding going up almost weekly for the women.
When I started, it was just the boys, but I'm really happy to see how far it's come along, and that there's girls at every event now, and that, you know, at events like X Games, the big ones, it is equal prize money. So it's been a long road, but it's been a lot of fun, and I'm really proud to see where it's kind of gone.
As these young sports grow up, who knows what heights they and their stars can hit.